Hey, what's up?
Hello, I am fine. I am glad to see you. Thank you for the time you give me and for being ready to answer my questions.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for caring about me and my Ukrainian audience. I am sure that many Ukrainians and Americans will listen to us.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
and at the beginning, let me introduce you.
Okay.
Coleman Huff is not just making his MMA debut, he is stepping into a new battlefield with the foundation of a seasoned striker with proven experience in kickboxing and the hunger of a martial artist ready to evolve. Huff represents the new generation of fighters who blend precision, discipline, and calculated aggression. His striking pedigree has already been tested under pressure. How, as he transitions into mixed martial arts, the question is no longer whether they can fight, but how far he can go. This debut is not the beginning of a career, it's the next chapter of a warrior who has already learned how to win.
All right. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
And first questions. Uh, what was your childhood like growing up?
My childhood growing up was pretty, I would say, um roller coastery. I grew up in a good home, two parents, all that good stuff. But yeah, my dad was in and out, gone sometimes around, and but I always had a good support system for sure.
Were you a calm kid or full of energy?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Were you a calm kid or full of energy?
Definitely
Energizer.
full of it. Definitely full of energy. You couldn't keep me still if you paid me.
Oh. Did you get into fights as a kid?
Oh yeah, all the time. That's all I did growing up.
Who was your biggest influence growing up?
My grandfather, for sure.
Did sports play a big role in your early years?
Yes, I played basketball and I skateboarded growing up.
What was your dream as a child?
My dream as a child was to be a fighter. Exactly what I'm doing now.
When did you first discover combat sports?
I discovered combat sports late in life. I always had the dream of being a fighter, but I never had an avenue to do it. Um, when I was about 20 years old, I got first introduced to my boxing gym. You can see it on my shirt, Shamrock Boxing Gym, and it kicked off from there.
Did your family support your fighting journey?
Yes, they obviously don't like see me punched in the face, but they do still support me 100%. I'm very grateful for that.
Who was your hero when you were young?
Again, my grandpa, and my dad were my heroes growing up.
Did you ever doubt yourself as a kid?
Yes, definitely had self-confidence issues as a kid, but that's okay because fighting's really helped me out with that for sure.
What school memories shaped your character?
But school memories track my character. Um, I've always loved to help people. Growing up, I got picked on a lot growing up, things like that, of that nature, but I still always had a good heart. I still always like to help people.
Were you competitive from a young age?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Competitive.
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time understanding that word. I'm sorry. What was that one more time?
Oh. Did you have a mentor early in life?
Yeah, just like I keep saying, I keep bringing them up, but my grandpa and my dad definitely were my two mentors growing up.
What was the toughest moment of your childhood?
The toughest moment of my childhood. That's a really good question. The toughest moment of my childhood is my dad had to travel a lot for work, so probably him not being there as much as I would have liked him to be, for sure.
Um, have you had idols in the world of sports?
Yes, I have plenty of idols. The guy who sticks out the most to me is Max Holloway, for sure.
Were you disciplined as a child?
Um, yes, I would say so. Yes,
What values did your parents teach you?
the values that my parents taught me were: if you want something in life, if you work hard enough, you can get it. And they exemplified that growing up, for sure.
Motivation. Uh, what motivated you as a teenager?
What motivated me as a teenager was honestly just making my family proud, making my friends proud. I've always wanted someone to be like, yeah, that's my son, or that's my brother, or that's my friend, you know? So that's definitely my motivation for sure.
Did you ever think about quitting sports?
Did I ever think about what? I'm sorry.
Uh, quitting sports.
I actually did quit sports for, like I said, I was playing basketball growing up. I wasn't really all that good. So about 17 to 20, when I discovered the boxing gym, I didn't play any sports.
Did you like to watch MMA as a child?
Yes, I did. I loved Rampage Jackson. I loved Leona Machida, and I loved Chuck Liddell. Those are my three guys growing up. I used to play the UFC games when I was a kid, and I would always use those characters.
Oh, did you enjoy training from day one?
Yes, absolutely. I started training at a pretty dark point in my life, and as soon as I stepped into the gym, I just knew this is where I was supposed to be.
What fears did you have as a young athlete?
What fears did I have? The fears that I have were just not reaching my full potential. I've never been scared of losing, never been scared of getting embarrassed. Always been scared of just quitting before I could reach the where I could reach. You know
What lesson from childhood still guides you today?
that if you have the right intentions and you work hard enough, you can accomplish anything, and anything is possible for sure.
I can't help but ask your opinion about Habib Nurmagomedov.
Mhm.
Habib Abdulmanapovich Nurmagomedov is a Russian former professional mixed martial artist who competed the lightweight division of the Ultimate Fighting Championship (UFC). He
Mhm.
was the longest reigning UFC lightweight champion ever, having held the title from April 2018 to March 2021. With 29 wins and no losses, he retired with an undefeated record. Uh, what do you think about Habib Nurmagomedov?
What I think about him, I think he's very inspirational. I think it's really cool to see someone like him succeed because all he cares about is training and his God. So that's all he dedicates his time to. And so he definitely deserved everything that he has because of the discipline he showed.
In your opinion, who would have won at the peak of the form? Khabib Nurmagomedov or Tony Ferguson?
Could be for sure.
How did your first kickboxing fight feel?
My first kickboxing fight felt weird because I had had a few boxing fights at that point. And it felt weird. I was like, what am I doing here? Hopefully this guy doesn't kick me too hard. That's all I was thinking about, but it ended up going good. I ended up getting the knockout, so it went all right.
Do you remember the nerves before your debut?
I definitely remember the nerves before my debut. But it's crazy. It's always been. I still get nerves. I still get nervous before my fights, 100%. But the second I step into the ring or the cage, they calm down and I just zone in.
What was your biggest lesson from your first fight?
My biggest lesson from my first fight was that this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing.
Which victory means the most to you and why?
Oh, that is a good question. They all mean uh, they all mean a lot to me in different ways, but the one that means the most to me, I would have to say, is my title kickboxing win in April of last year.
Did you ever fight injured in kickboxing?
Yes, definitely fought injured. When I won my kickboxing title, not too many people know this, but I had actually got knocked out a few weeks before in an amateur fight. So I didn't train the weeks leading up to that, letting my brain heal. So I definitely went in that fight not 100%. And it was a 5 round fight at that. But I ended up winning the decision 50-45. So it ended up being all right.
What was your toughest opponent in kickboxing?
Toughest opponent in kickboxing. That is a good question. Aiden Brilhart. He was tough.
And Fyodor Yemelyanenko. Fyodor Yemelyanenko is a Russian former professional mixed martial artist, MMA. Yemelyanenko was the Pride heavyweight champion from 2003 to the organization closure in 2007, a four-time Combat Sambo world champion, a seven-time Combat Sambo national champion, and two-time Russian national judo bronze medalist among the championships and accolades. And I want to ask, who is more majestic, Khabib Nurmagomedov or Fyodor Yemelyanenko?
I would have to say Khabib, and the only reason I say that is because Fedor was a little before my time. So it's hard for me to say fully. I got to fully experience Khabib because I was watching it firsthand.
I agree with you. How important is timing in your fighting style?
How important is timing? Timing is incredibly important. I'd argue that might be the most important thing. Everything is timing, knowing what to do, when to do it.
What makes your striking style unique?
What makes my striking style unique is my mix of volume with shot selection, with pressure, and with confidence. I know no matter what's going on, if we're on the feet with each other or on the ground for each other for that matter, I know I can compete with you. So I'm super confident when I'm in there and I know I can execute.
Do you prefer winning by knockout or decision?
Knockout, 100%.
What combination is your signature weapon?
My combination, that's my signature weapon. I got a few of them, but the one I like the most is a double jab and throw a left hook to the body. Yeah, man, I put a lot of guys down with that one.
The mentality of the fighter is one of the main tasks. How do you prepare mentally before stepping into the ring?
How do I prepare mentally? Like I said, there's always nerves. Number one, what I do is I talk to God. Number two, what I do is I breathe, and then I just listen to music. I zone in. I talk to my teammates, and I just trust in my preparation.
Did you ever underestimate an opponent?
No, I've actually done the opposite. I train for every opponent like they're a world champion. That's just something my coaches have drilled into me since day one. So I train for every fight very hard. I've never gone into a fight out of shape. So no, I haven't.
You are good. You are in the right mood. Так. What was the most intense round of your career so far?
Most intense round. That is a good question. The most intense round, like I said, fighting Aiden Brillhart, all the rounds seemed intense. That fight was definitely a war. So I'd have to say the whole fight was intense.
How do you recover after a hard fight?
How do I recover? I go and win or lose. I spend time with the family. I eat some food. I reflect, and I just enjoy myself, man.
Did any loss change you as a fighter?
Yes, I would say losses have changed me as a fighter in a good way. Um, for a long time when I was undefeated, wanted to keep that, but after I lost for the first time, the fear of loss is completely gone. So I don't, I don't, I don't fear losing anymore.
What do you study most about your opponents?
Um, I really don't study my opponents that much. I'm in the mindset of if you're worried about your opponents, what you're doing, you're forgetting about your own game plan. So I watch my opponents' fights to see what they are bringing to the table. But other than that, I just worry about what I got going on. I know when it comes down to it, I'm going to execute my game plan.
How important is footwork in your success?
Incredibly important. Like I said, I started in the boxing world, so that is the one of the biggest things is footwork. I cut angles with the best of them. I move with the best of them. I can fight on the front foot.
What moment in a fight do you enjoy the most?
What the moment in my fight that I enjoy the most? I enjoy all of it, but funny story. I'm in the corner for my kickboxing title fight. I think it's the third round going into the fourth, if I remember correctly. And my cornermen, who are two of my friends, started arguing with each other, and it was just the funniest thing in the world.
Have you ever surprised yourself in the ring?
Yes, I sure have. I have surprised myself a bunch of times. Particularly in my first fight, I didn't know how I was gonna go. I'd been training hard and things like that, but the nerves got the best of me. I didn't know how I was gonna go, so I definitely surprised myself.
What, how do you deal with trash talk before a fight?
I trash talk back. Honestly, though, my opponents are usually pretty cool for most part. But listen, you can trash talk all you want. We gotta fight eventually.
What was your most dominant performance?
I have a few of them. Joey Garber comes to mind, even though he's tough. Shout out to him. Gavin Bear comes to mind. I'd say those two because I didn't knock them out. but I just dominated the entire fight. So,
What does a knockout feel like from your perspective?
um, a knockout from from my perspective, uh, I just placed the perfect shot.
What does a knockout feel like? How did kickboxing prepare you for MMA?
I had to keep on. I mean, prepared me a lot, man. I know I watched a lot of these amateur MMA guys strike, and I cannot strike any of them. 100% can. I've fought many different styles, striking wise. So there's nothing on the feet that's going to really surprise me. And if it does go to the ground, I got a few tricks up my sleeve there too.
Before stepping into a new arena, every fighter must accept that evolution is painful but necessary. Growth begins where comfort ends. What made you decide to transition from kickboxing to MMA?
Um, Man, just my teammates. I was watching my teammates do MMA, and that it looked fun. They were killing it. I have the best gym in the world, Club MMA. So, man, I just watching them and them telling me I could do it, I could succeed.
What unfinished business do you still have in kickboxing?
A lot, man. I believe I could be a world champion kickboxer. So I have all types of stuff in there. I have a belt to defend. So listen, the kickboxing career isn't over.
A true martial artist never limits himself to one dimension. He
Absolutely.
searches for completeness. When did you first seriously consider MMA?
Man, I've been considering it the whole time. I just didn't have the right avenue to do so. But like I said, I've been considering it the whole time. I started grappling, getting my ground game where it needs to be, and that's when I started discovering it.
Courage is tested not in victory, but in the decision to start again from zero. What is difficult mentally to become a beginner in new disciplines?
Honestly, I was so excited to learn everything. It wasn't that difficult. I call it the white belt mentality. I'm always ready to learn. So right now today, even in my striking, the area I'm the best at, if someone wants to teach me something, I'm always ready to learn.
New rules create new challenges, and
Uh-huh.
new challenges reveal true character. What was the hardest skill to learn when entering MMA?
The hardest skill to learn was definitely wrestling, for sure.
Striking may win rounds, but grappling can decide destiny.
Mm.
How comfortable are you with the ground game right now?
Very comfortable. I grapple with a lot of very good grapplers. I don't just grapple with MMA guys. I go to the wrestling room. I go to the jiu-jitsu room. And I really put in the time as a beginner. I really take time to learn the craft, not only for MMA, but just in general. I think I could go out there and compete on the wrestling mats. I think I can go out there and I have competed on the jiu-jitsu mats. So I'm pretty comfortable.
Is Habib the best wrestler in the history of the UFC?
So good question. I would have I would have to say so, yeah.
Oof.
There's a lot of good ones, so.
Every transition demands humility and patience. Who
Uh-huh.
helped you most in adapting to MMA training?
My teammate Zach Russ.
The cage feels different from the ring. It
Mhm.
changes angles and instincts. How did it feel the first time you trained inside the cage?
Man, so funny enough, my first time in a cage wasn't actually training, it was fighting. My first kickboxing fight was in a cage. Honestly, it didn't feel all that different. I actually like it more because when you're against the rope, when you have someone against the ropes, they have more room to lean and turn. When you're against that cage wall, there's not a whole lot of places to go.
Fear can either paralyze or sharpen a warrior. Do you feel more pressure debuting in MMA than in kickboxing?
Funny enough, the closer it gets, the less pressure I feel. Uh, I was nervous when the fight got announced. Right now, though, I feel completely calm. I feel completely ready.
Every fighter must rebuild his identity when entering a new sport. How would you describe yourself now? Striker and mixed martial artist?
Mixed martial artist for sure. I can compete with anybody, anywhere.
Так. Adaptation. Adaptation is survival in combat sports. What surprised you most about MMA training?
What surprised me most about MMA training was how well my striking translated. I didn't know how hard it was going to be to strike and not get taken down. I didn't know how much the grappling was going to play a part, but honestly, it's gone really well for me.
A debut is not just a fight, it is a statement.
Uh-huh.
What statement do you want to make in your MMA debut?
I want to make the statement that I'm here to dominate.
Oh, yeah. Preparation builds confidence stronger than words ever can. How different is your training camp for MMA compared to kickboxing?
It's a lot harder, man. It's a lot harder. I go through some pretty heavy grappling rounds. I go through some pretty hard practices. I do the same thing in kickboxing, but it's hard, man.
Every new pass brings unknown risks. What worries you most about competing in MMA?
I haven't seen anything really worries me, man. I'm ready for everything.
Так. The body, the body learns, but the mind must accept change first. How has your mindset evolved since deciding to enter MMA?
It's helped. It's evolved a lot. Man, it's great just knowing I have unlimited weapons. I can do anything. I the more the it's funny, the more my martial art skill expands, the more my mind expands.
Balance between aggression and control defines elite fighters. How do you plan to balance striking and grappling in your debut?
That's a good question. Really, it's just reading what the situation calls for. If I see an open shot, I'm gonna take him down. If I can see I can knock him out on the feet, I'm gonna knock him out on the feet.
Every fighter carries lessons from his past into the future. Which kickboxing lesson will help you most in MMA?
The kick, just knowing that I can go into a new field and execute.
Speed is dangerous, but unpredictability is deadly. Do you plan to surprise your opponent in your first MMA fight?
Yes, I definitely have some tricks up my sleeve. You never know what's coming with me. I have all kinds of weapons.
Confidence must be earned in every new chapter. How confident do you feel stepping into MMA competition?
I feel incredibly confident. I have the best team in the world, so I'm incredibly confident.
Experience shapes instinct under pressure. Do you believe your striking experience gives you an edge?
Yes, 100%. I know what that competition feels like. I've been there many times. I have a lot of fights. I have 15 boxing fights. I have 5 kickboxing fights. So I don't know if any of these guys have that competition pedigree under their belt.
Respect for the sport begins with respect for its dangers. What part of MMA do you respect the most?
I respect the people that are doing it. I mean, you risk getting knocked out in front of everyone you know. You risk getting embarrassed. You risk your health. So I respect the people that go in there and can do this.
I respect you for those words. Good life position. Every debut carries unknown emotions. What emotion do you expect to feel when the cage door closes?
I expect to feel confidence, relaxation, and precision.
The journey defines the warrior more than the results. What does this transition mean for you long-term goals?
It means everything to me. My goal is to be a world champion in many across multiple combat sports. So this means the world to me. I cannot wait.
New beginnings demand fearless hearts. What message do you want to send to the MMA world?
That I'm here to stay. That I'm a problem you've never seen before.
UFC. Every fighter dreams of the biggest stage, but only if you are willing to pay the full price. Is the UFC your ultimate goal?
Yes.
Great promotions don't create fighters. Fighters create their legacy inside them. What would signing with the UFC mean to you personally?
It would mean everything. That is the biggest platform in the world, and that's where I can showcase who I am, what I can do the most.
Pressure in global organization is different millions are watching. How do you handle the idea of fighting under worldwide attention?
Man, I cannot wait. The more eyes on me, the better.
Champions think long term while others chase short term glory. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see myself in the top five of the UFC, ready to fight for a title.
Yes. The octagon tests not just skill but character. What part of your character would shine inside the UFC?
My confidence.
Every contender studies the champions before coming one. Which UFC fighters inspire you the most?
Yoder Yan, Max Holloway, like I already said. Those two for sure.
Petr Yan.
Yes, I love Peter.
Oof. Styles make fights, especially at the elite level. Which UFC division do you believe fits your style best?
135 for sure. There's a lot of killers, but 135 for sure.
And to compete with the best, you must believe you belong among them. Do you feel you belong on the most on the UFC roster one day?
Yes, absolutely, I do.
Every contract is earned through sacrifice. What sacrifices are you willing to make to reach the UFC?
Any of them, I mean, I sacrifice family time, I sacrifice career opportunities, I sacrifice money, I sacrifice my health. So I'm willing to sacrifice it all.
Yeah. Big stages amplifies both strengths and weakness. What part of your game must improve before entering the UFC?
All of it. I mean, I'm only an amateur right now. I have a long way to go. But the good thing about me is I'm humble enough to know that.
You've already mentioned Petr Yan.
Mhm.
Petr Yevgenyevich Yan is a Russian professional mixed martial artist. He currently competes in the bantamweight division of the Ultimate Fighting Championships, where he's the current and two-time UFC bantamweight champion. Yan formerly fought in Absolute Championship Berkut, where he is former ACB bantamweight champion. What do you think about Petr Yan?
Well, I love Kyrian. He is literally one of my favorite fighters to watch. He is a legitimate technician. He's patient, and once he figures you out, it's a hard matchup for anyone.
How does he inspire you?
Man, he inspires me in a lot of different ways. I love his style. I love his boxing heavy style. It reminds me a lot of my own. So I take a lot. I steal a lot of his moves. I'll say that.
Preparation defines destiny at elite levels. Would you change your training camp structure for a UFC run?
No, I wouldn't. I would keep the exact. It's been working so far. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Legacy are written under bright lights. How would you handle walking out in a packed UFC arena?
I would love it. I can't wait for all those eyes to be on me. That is going to be my time to shine.
Only those who risk everything can gain everything. Are you ready to dedicate your life fully to reaching the UFC?
Absolutely.
Так. The UFC demands versatility. How well-rounded do you consider yourself today?
I consider myself pretty well rounded, but that is something I'm going to work on as well.
Belief is stronger than doubt when goals are clear. What keeps your UFC dream alive every day?
Incremental progress. I get 1% better every day.
Every fighter studies the business side of the sport. How important is branding and personality for reaching the UFC?
It's huge. It's actually becoming a bigger and bigger thing. So yeah, it's huge.
Competition at the top is ruthless. Are you mentally ready for the toughest competition in the world?
Yes.
The journey to the UFC is often longer than expected. Are you prepared for setbacks along the way?
Absolutely.
And who do you think is the greatest fighter in history?
The greatest fighter in history is Islam Makachev.
Islam Makhachev.
I love him. Yes.
True contenders focus on performance, not noise. Will you let your fight speak louder than words?
Absolutely.
Every division has a king, but kings can fall. If you reach the UFC, do you aim for a title?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
And dreams demand action. What is the next step toward making the UFC dream reality?
My the next step is this next fight. After this next fight, we'll sit down and evaluate and see where we go from there.
Power in combat sports is not only inside the cage, it is also in the hands of promoters. How do you view Dana White's influence on modern MMA?
It's great. He's made it the biggest. He's made it bigger than anyone else.
Leadership can shape an entire generation of fighters. What do you respect most about Dana White as a promoter?
I respect the fact that he's made it the huge. Mixed martial arts was not nearly as big as it is today, so I respect that for sure.
You want to see the fight Islam Makhachev versus Ilya Topuria.
I do want to see that fight.
Your forecast?
That's tough. It's hard to bet against either one of those guys. I'm a huge Ilya Taporia fan, but man, it's hard to bet against Islam.
Dana White. Big organizations require bold personalities at the top. Do you think Dana White changed the business model of MMA?
Yes and no. I think a lot of that has to do with Conor McGregor. He became the biggest fighter in the world through trash talk. So yes and no.
And behind every global empire stands a strong structure. What does Zuffa represents in history of boxing to you?
Lufa is one of the greatest brands of all time.
Uh, this is this is great. Respect is earned through performance. What type of performance would make Dana White notice you immediately?
Domination, what I already do.
Так. And um, when powerful figures enter a new sport, the entire landscape can shift. How do you see Dana White's move into boxing?
I love the fact that he's moving into boxing. He already made the biggest fight with Terrence Crawford and Canelo, so I love that.
Yes, boxing has history, but new promoters bring new energy. Do you believe Zuffa can change professional boxing?
Yes, 100% it can. I hope it does.
Competition between promotions create evolutions. Could Dana White's model make boxing more structured?
Yes.
Business innovation often meets resistance. Why do you think some people doubt Dana White in boxing?
Because he's never done it and he doesn't, they might think he doesn't know the in and outs, but I'm for it.
MMA and boxing share violence but differ in cultural. What is the biggest difference between the two worlds?
There's a lot of differences. Man, coming from the boxing world and transitioning over to the MMA world slowly, there's a wild differences for sure. Uh, you know,
Strong management can modernize traditional systems. Could Zuffa bring UFC style matchmaking into boxing?
yes, definitely could. I hope so.
As a fan, I want to see a lot of top fightings. Fighters follow opportunity. If Dana White built a serious boxing league, would you consider it?
Yeah, of course.
Money talks loudly in combat sports. Do you think Dana White's entry could increase boxer pay
I
transparency?
hope. I hope so. I hope it all becomes a fair business.
Yeah. Так. Structure builds credibility. What does boxing lack today that Zuffa could provide?
The top fighters fighting each other, promotion, boxing can be predictable on who's going to win. We need fights on best versus the best.
Crossovers between sports attract massive attention. Would you be interested in MMA boxing crossover events under Zuffa?
I would love that.
What do you think about the fight Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor?
That was cool. I want to see more stuff like that. I want to see athletes crossing over to different sports.
Traditional boxing promoters have ruled for decades. Do you think Dana White challenges the old boxing system?
Yes, I hope so. I really hope so.
Yes. Innovation often divides opinions. Do fighters benefit from competition between promoters?
Yes, they benefit in pay for sure.
A new league called Rewrite History. Could Zuffa build a unified boxing title structure?
I really hope so. The four belt era is kind of getting played out.
As a fan, I want to have one world champion belt. Modern audience demand clarity and big fights. Would Dana White style bring more super fights to boxing?
I sure hope so.
Every sport needs evolution to survive. Is boxing ready for disruption for someone like Dana White?
I don't know if it's ready, but it needs to happen. Boxing fans can be kind of stuck in their ways, but we'll see what happens.
Yes. Brand power can accelerate change. Does the UFC brand give Dana White as advantage in boxing?
Yeah, 100% it does because he knows how to run a top level organization.
Так. Athletes must think strategically about opportunity. Would you prioritize MMA success before considering boxing opportunities?
Yes,
New promoters promise new structures. Do you trust Dana White's vision for boxing?
I do.
Yes. Control over matchmaking shapes careers. Could centralized matchmaking improve boxing rankings.
I sure hope so.
Yes. And athlete pay and structure define trust. Would fighters feel more secure under a Zuffa boxing model?
I don't know if they'd feel more secure or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah. History. Respect those who dare to expand. If Zuffa succeeds in boxing, how will it change combat sports forever?
It'll make you fight the best people no matter what.
The future belongs to those who anticipate change. How will you position yourself if the boxing landscapes shifts under Dana White?
I will be a multi-sport champion in that.
And character, legacy, and future. A fighter's true identity is revealed when no one is watching. Who is Coleman Huff away from cameras and competition?
Coleman Huff is a man of God. I love family. I love helping people. I love, yeah, those three things mostly.
Discipline outside the gym defines discipline inside it. What does a normal day in your life look like?
Normal day in my life looks like waking up, hydrating, eating breakfast, going to practice, coming back, refueling, going to practice again, and then maybe a third one. We'll see what happens. Keeping my diet clean, keeping my time with my family when I can, my girlfriend, and yeah.
Confidence must be balanced with humility. How do you stay grounded while chasing big dreams?
Just remember where you came from.
Pain is part of every warrior's story. What injury or setback test you the most?
Man, just starting out and not being good at something that you want to be good at is definitely a hard one.
Every fighter has a moment of doubt. When was the last time you questioned yourself?
Last time I questioned myself, I mean, I questioned myself a lot after a hard bad sparring session. I questioned myself after a hard weight cut. I questioned myself. So, it's really your self belief that pushes you through.
Strength is built not only in muscles but in mindset. What mental habit makes you stronger than your opponents?
Discipline.
Discipline. And talent.
Yes, yeah, 100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Legacy is more than titles. What do you want people to remember about you?
I want people to remember that I love God, that I did this through hard work, and nothing was given to me.
Every warrior has a personal code. What principles will you never compromise?
My integrity, I will never be something I'm not for money. I will always keep my dignity.
Fearless does not mean absence of fear. What fear pushes you forward instead of holding you back?
The fear of not reaching my full potential.
Champions prepare long before they are recognized as champions. What are you doing now to build a champion's future?
Staying disciplined, staying ready, learning as much as I can.
Absolutely. Hard work is silent but powerful. What part of your grind do people not see?
They don't see all the struggles. They see me winning fights. They see me getting attention, but they don't see the hard work I do.
Energy in the arena is unforgettable. What feeling do you chase when you fight?
I chase calmness. There's a lot going on in the fight, like you said. There's a lot of energy. You got to be calm.
Success can change people. How will you protect your character if fame comes?
My family will definitely remind me where I came from, and just knowing I do it for them.
Uh, family, family is sacred. Every athlete must evolve constantly. What part of your game needs the biggest improvement? The biggest.
The biggest part of my game is mixing the martial arts together.
The strongest fighters master emotion. How do you control anger inside competition?
Man, yeah, it's a skill. It's definitely a skill. It definitely takes practice, but you can't lose your composure.
Victory tastes sweeter after hardship. What hardship shaped your hunger to win?
Man, just going through hard times as a kid, getting picked on as a kid, um, and just knowing that no matter what, I have to reach my full potential.
Every fighter leaves footprints for the next generation. Do you see yourself inspiring young athletes one day?
I sure hope so, man. I sure hope I can inspire people to chase their goals.
Yes. True warriors respect their opponents. What does respect mean to you in combat sports?
Man, I respect all my opponents. I respect them for getting in there. I respect their skill set. That's why I train so hard to fight them. So yeah,
Discipline separates talent from greatness. Is your work ethic stronger than your natural talent?
100%.
Championship mindset begins before the belt. Do you already train like a future champion?
Absolutely, I do.
And final questions. The fight career is temporary,
Uh
but
huh.
legacy is permanent. What will define the Coleman Huff era?
Domination and being a man of God.
Champions are remembered not only for titles, but for the spirit they leave behind. What kind of legacy do you want to build in MMA?
I want to build a legacy of domination and overcoming obstacles and knowing that you can overcome anything.
Yes. If you headline a UFC pay-per-view, what message will you send to the world?
I will send a message that you can accomplish anything as long as you put your mind to it.
What does the world champion truly mean to you?
It means that you overcame a lot of obstacles and you took a lot of self belief and you went through a lot of hardship.
And finally, what is your promise to the fight world?
My promise to the fight world is that I will overcome any obstacle and I will be the best.
Coleman, thank you for your honesty, your fire, and your warrior spirit. It was a true honor to speak with a fighter who is just beginning his MMA journey, but already carries the mindset of a future champion. Your discipline, your hunger, and your belief in yourself are inspiring. I have no doubt that this is only the beginning of something big. Stay
Thank you so
focused,
much.
stay dangerous, keep chasing greatness. The world is watching, and your time is coming. Respect and appreciation from Boxing on Sundays.
Thank you for your time. Peace out. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.